Leah J is a pioneer in property management. After managing rental properties at a Newcastle real estate agency for 7 years, Leah ventured out on her own in 1994 to set up what was the first business in the Hunter region, and quite possibly Australia, focused entirely on property management. For over 22 years, Leah's leadership example has carved out a business based on relating to people, both tenants and landlords, and creating a workplace environment that supports women. Away from business, Leah loves mountain climbing and has set herself the challenge of climbing the 7 summits, the highest peaks of each of the 7 continents, with 5 already completed. She is also a passionate advocate for raising awareness and funds for Motor Neuron Disease Australia. Welcome, Leah. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Holly. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
If you could just start today by telling us a little bit about the journey that led you to start your own business.
Okay. I had no intention of starting my own business. I was working for a real estate agency actually about 25 years ago, or much longer now, and I was there for 7 years. And I was working in rentals, as it was called at the time, and without any disrespect to anybody that is in real estate now, I just looked at it and I thought this can be done so much better. And I thought that landlords and tenants could be better serviced, and I just saw a little niche and I thought I'm going to have a go at that. I had no idea how difficult it was going to be, what the journey was going to take me, but I just knew at the time that we could do it much better, and I loved what we did at that office, but I just thought, no, we can make this a whole different ballgame. Yeah.
Did you always know you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Oh, look, I am not an entrepreneur. I don't see myself as an entrepreneur at all. So I guess no, the answer to that is no. What I started like 23 years ago, it was just an opportunity. The time was right to go out and start a property management business, and the aim was to have a little job for me. So I just thought I could go out and make a real difference to landlords and tenants. It's always been about both sides. Provide a job for myself and just something to be there. It was never about the business that we have now. It was all to do with my passion for property and for people, and that's how it started. Very, very humble, still is. The business has grown, but it's still, to me, through my eyes, sometimes still see it as it was back then. That's really all it was meant to be, yeah.
Leah, what is one action or task you ensure you incorporate into your diary each week?
Okay, Holly, I actually have 2. The first one, though, is about the people that work for us, our team. So absolutely in my diary every week, I make a point, and the business has grown, but I do make a point of touching base with everybody in the team. So I like to know what's going on in their lives, not personally to pry, but I like to know about them as individuals, and it's really important to me to have conversations. They might be brief with some, they may be longer with others, so that I can stop and actually listen to them. It's important that they're reaching their goals while they're during their time at Leah J, and also personally. There's a whole lot talked about these days about the work and life balance. We don't always get it right, but I really do encourage it with the girls. We're mostly female at Leah J. So yeah, that's one thing that is really important to me. I find if the girls are comfortable in their home life and their life at work, it all spins nicely. And the second thing is I practice what I preach. So I've learned, it's taken me a long time, but over the last maybe 7 to 8 years, I've made sure that I've got a lot better work-life balance. At first, for the first 15 years of the business, it was full on 7 days a week, non-stop. But I've learned from that, and I make sure I take time out. Exercise is really important to me. Looking after my mind and my body and my soul, I really do practice that, and make sure I do that away from the business every single week. So they're the 2 things that are really critical, and I think it flows through the business. Yeah.
What do you attribute your success to?
Holly, Leah J has been successful for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I think about the timing of the business. So way back then, I think the timing was right to be able to take that challenge and that opportunity to be able to step out and create a property management department. We were probably the first one. We were definitely the first one in Newcastle, possibly Australia, to do that. So it was a big leap of faith. The timing was right. The technology is different to what it is now back then. And obviously the people. So the people that have been on the journey with us during that whole time, during those years, And I think also seeing the changes in technology, trying to stay abreast of things, and coping with change. So I think that's part of the reason for our success. Yeah.
Leah, to finish today, what local entrepreneur do you find inspiring?
I look to a range of people for inspiration, and I look at lots of different people, and I generally take little bits out of everybody to inspire me. But recently, locally, would have to be Alice Lees from Uprising Bakery at Maryville. I've watched Alice and her little business, which was a humble little business back in about 2010, where she used to bake from her home and attend markets and local coffee shops with her produce. And to see that business grow over the last 5 or 6 years has been really fascinating, and I would bet that she's had lots of challenges along the way, and she's grown that from the passion, from, you know, it's her art. What she does is baking, and I guess my passion all those years ago was property and people, and our business has grown on that basis, and it's really inspiring for me to sit back and watch her and her little business go, and I find Alice really inspiring. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today, Leah.
Thank you, I've really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me. Thank you.